الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Today we are going to talk about Hijra. What does Hijra means? It means migration of the Prophet, our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, from Mecca to Medina. A great historical crucial event, a marking event in the Islamic history, a moment of change, a major change, a turning point in our Islamic history. Our scholars always focus on what happened to our Prophet ﷺ before the sad, hard moments and events in his life ﷺ. The death of his beloved wife Khadija radiallahu anha, the death of his uncle and supporter Abu Talib, the negative experience in Ta'if. Then came the miracle of Isra and Mi'raj. Then came the Hijra. The Hijra kindled the light of hope in the hearts of the early Muslims, who set a shining example for all Muslims in every generation to emulate. The Hijra as well had its impact on worldwide civilizations. The Hijra shows that the religion of Islam was not only the act of worship, ibadah, but a way of life. This was encompassing politics, economy, social interactions, and every other aspect of life. A transition from a position where Muslims represented a small group of people surrounded by enemies, threatened by death, to the position of regional power with a strong central leadership of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. A transition from being a simple Islamic group of believers to being the Islamic nation, big Islamic nation, Al-Ummah. A transition of da'wah in which the focus was only in Quraysh and tribes surrounding Mecca, to the face of universalism. A transition from spreading da'wah through individual da'wah to the spreading of Islam through institutionalized da'wah initiated the state. A transition from the position of weakness, da'f, where Quraysh humiliated, tortured and killed Muslims, to the position of security, justice and strength. This is where Muslims were allowed to defend. And Khalifat Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Umar radiallahu anhu, adopted Hijra date to calculate years. He set the Hijra as Islamic calendar. The Prophet leadership was in his community development. In addition to his spiritual religious leadership, political leadership as a ruler. Our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as soon as he arrived in Medina, he began the transformation of that city in every aspect, all aspects. The first thing he did, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, established a mosque to worship Allah, al-ibadah. He himself, salawatu rabbi wa salamu alayhi, worked and carried the stones to build this mosque. The second important thing he did, he established the brotherhood and sisterhood between migrated from Mecca called Al-Muhajirin and the resident of Mecca, of Medina, called Al-Ansar. And this brotherhood was based on faith, not tribes, family name or power. Established as well good relation with other tribes living in Medina. There were a large Jewish community as well as some other Arab tribes who had not accepted Islam. Coexistence. Education, as an example, he frees the captives if they were taught illiterated people in Medina. Our Prophet asked companions to dig wells in different parts of Medina. There was enough clean water for everyone then. Made a water system in the city. Encouraged companions to cultivate the land and make gardens. In a short period of time, there were no poor people in Medina. Everyone had enough food and shelter. He helped clean in Medina because it was full of filth and garbage. This was reported by Aisha radiallahu anha wa ardaha. Now Medina is one of the cleanest cities in the world. The Prophet ﷺ encouraged trade and business and involving in community and market, being part of the economic of the city. Then Medina became the safest city in the world. This Hijra teaches us that wherever Muslims go, they should bring goodness to that land. Muslims in Europe, USA, Asia and so on should work for both moral and material goodness of the society and be a good role model, because we represent Islam. We are Islam ambassadors of da'wah on behalf of our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, with our behavior, our good manners. And we have always to remember that faith always comes first, no matter what happened. And great achievement does not happen without sacrifice. Never. I mean financial sacrifice, physical sacrifice. These are few lessons we learned from the Hijra of this beautiful Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, beautiful man who was sent to us to remove us from the darkness to the light. أسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يرينا الحق حقا ويرزقنا اتباعه، وأن يرينا الباطل باطلا ويرزقنا اجتنابه. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله، وصلى اللهم وسلم على نبينا محمد. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.